hear you. Oh, there we go. We're back.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give up on trying to get TradeStation going. Okay, so we're just gonna talk. No charts. We're just gonna talk. I've tried. Yeah, I'm giving up on you guys.
Giving up on charts, you don't have a chart.
All right. Okay, so Kim, let's just talk through your trades that you're looking at. So you're looking at the pound dollar.
Yes.
Okay, and what are you looking at?
We have resistance right up at on October 20th.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we had resistance, and your software gave a sell signal on October 27th.
Okay. So price broke support.
It broke support, and everything is heading down now. And
Okay.
the next support is going to be at the lows that we made back on September 29th.
Okay.
And if we take that out, then we move down to support of where we were way back, way back on, put this right here, way back on, here, let me get rid of this. Way back of where we were back on December 22nd of last year. So we
Okay.
have a lot of room. We can move down on the pound US dollar pair.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, David, if you, that one chart you had up of the Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar,
Mm-hmm.
here, let me just bring that up here, AUD CAD. Let's bring that up. Almost the exact same thing. We've been in the downtrend for a while, and it's breaking support. And again, with your software, the sell signal came on November 2nd, and the next support level is going to be the lows that we made on October 8th. But if we take that out, I got to go and I have to look at like a 2-year chart to find out where the next support is going to be.
Okay. So
So what that tells you is other currency pairs versus the US dollar is telling you that the dollar is getting stronger and the other currencies are getting weaker.
okay. So what pairs do you guys show as in Monster Scalper that's the trending the most? Rose, you can, because Rose, you trade in Monster Scalper, right?
No, and not now. I'm actually connecting to work, so I don't have my scalper
Okay.
up.
You don't have it up? Okay, so
I
Kim,
don't
you've
have
got it
up.
up?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay, so Kim, you've got it up?
No, I'm trying.
Sorry, guys, I don't have mine up, so.
Every time I try to log in Monster Scalper, it kicks me out. I don't know why.
Something must be going on with TradeStation is what.
Something in the nerve center. TradeStation.
All right, well, what we know is this, which pairs had we been trading? Which pairs had we been trading? Which pairs were trending the most last early in the week and last week? You guys
That was
remember?
the Turkish lira.
Yeah, and which other pairs?
The czars.
The ZAR pairs, right? The ZAR pairs. So we got sell signal on those pairs, right? So we're out of those pairs. And now the Swiss, the pound Swiss, a lot of the Swiss pairs are starting to trend. So we want to focus on those pairs. Okay, they're moving short to the downside. I think the move is too late for those. They've been moving quite a bit. Okay, you might be able to find one or two pairs. Okay, but Kim is right. So a lot of the pound pairs are moving to the downside also. The Aussie pairs are also moving short to the downside. The Aussie, the New Zealand pairs and the yen pairs kind of move together. So keep an eye on the yen pairs to start getting back short signals, sell short signals to the downside on the yen pairs. Okay. What happened this week? What's the biggest not based on news, but just on price action? What's happening this week? That's kind of big for us as traders. What's happening?
Earnings?
Earnings, okay.
They set the.
What else?
Rates at 0.25.
Well, just based on just price action, just price.
Oh, we're moving to all-time highs on the major indices.
Yeah. So we are moving on all-time highs, guys. I mean, we've got buy signals on the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. And these are solid buy signals, right? And we're seeing really nice price action, right? From on a break of resistance, right? What else? So we've got the VIX coming down, the VIX volatility index. I think it broke 15. I think it's 14 and change.
It went up a little bit at the end of the day.
It did, it went back up.
But not much.
Okay.
Stayed around 15.
Okay, so the VIX is coming down, which is good for equities. The Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ is really making a move higher. The NASDAQ and the S&P. So we really want to focus on technology stocks, right? Technology stocks are really making a nice move to the upside. Okay. Let's talk about this. When the markets are moving, guys, when the markets are moving, right, we've got to basically stop whatever we're doing. And so let's say, for instance, you know, we're trading Forex, right? And Forex is kind of slow right now, and equities are moving. We've got to take, not that we can't trade Forex, but we want to put most of our capital into the market that's moving. So we want to refocus and get on the market that's moving. Okay, energy. I know you want energy, right?
I got
Most
them out.
and so energy is slowing a bit, right? So tech is what's moving right now, right? So we want to move that capital into tech. Okay, we can't be buyers. We can't just focus on one market and just stay with that market. Whatever is moving is where we've got to go. Okay. So why is tech a really good opportunity right now? Why is technology a really good opportunity right now?
One is that they're not raising the rates, so that kind of stabilizes the inflation aspect. So now tech can breathe. Two, we're getting into Christmas season.
Absolutely.
And that's a big tech period.
That's a big tech period. Okay, so we can make, if we focus, guys, we can make our year. We can absolutely make our year in the fourth quarter. Okay, but we got to stay focused, and we can't have any biases. Okay. Anything else?
David, would it be possible for you to send the recording for last night's meeting?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I forgot to do that. I'll do
that was a good one. That was you mentioned a few good points. I think everyone can take benefit from that.
Absolutely, I'll get
Yes,
that out.
please. Yes,
Thanks,
thank you.
Thanks, Rose. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
David, what's the Wi-Fi here? You know?
So it's Creole Creole conference,
Yeah,
room
conference room.
5G,
Uh-huh.
got the 5G?
Yep, that one.
Okay, and then the password is Winter Park Conference, one word.
Got it. Thank you.
Winter Park Conference. Okay, Bitcoin traders. What, I'm in the blind, I have no charts. It's amazing, right?
Use your imagination.
That's bad. I live and die by the charts. I live and die by the signals. And which is good, right? You want to get to a point. If you have a system and you have a process in place and it's not working, guess what? What do? You don't do anything, right? You don't trade, you don't do anything, all right?
Canaldi conference.
Yeah.
You got on?
5G.
You able to get on?
Put in the press. I'm working.
Hey, David, I think the last signal you gave for Bitcoin was a buy, correct?
Was a buy.
Yeah.
It works.
Okay.
I got signal.
So what is Bitcoin doing now?
Bitcoin has held above support. I think this is the support level that you had, and that support level was at 58, 55.
What time frame are you on, Ken?
I'm on the daily time frame. You want me to change it to 4 hour?
Yeah, move it to 4 hours for me.
Okay, 4 hour looks a lot better.
So we kind of have a buy signal, right? We're holding, price has retraced, right?
Yeah, just a little bit off the highs.
So it's at what, 61 and what?
We're at 61,150.94 and changing.
Okay. And what is the support on that? Is it 60,000 support?
No support. I got my support at 58,556.
Okay, so if it breaks that support, guys, okay, we'll probably get a sell signal. Okay, we've got some red candles, right, Kim?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been getting red candles on the 4 hour. Look like it started on November 5th, which is today. And look like it started right about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. So we should, if it's in a unique position right now where it's still in an upward trend, but if it breaks that support, we might go low on Bitcoin. So if you guys are in Bitcoin, just know that if you get a sell signal, we want to get out. Okay. Hopefully we can break resistance and then move higher. We do have a buy signal. We still have a buy signal on there. Okay.
So he's able to get in, but not us.
What's the reason you can't get in, Dave? Is it
I don't
because
know.
The server's down, or is it the router here?
Yeah.
We got in.
We got in. So
Yeah. It's gotta be the servers. See.
Okay, David, you sent out the last notice on Tuesday at 10:15 in the morning.
Okay.
And that's when you said that we had the buy signal on Bitcoin.
Okay.
And I'm looking at your attached chart. Yeah, so we're still in the same area right now.
So it's consolidated.
Yes.
Okay. Who traded the ZAR pairs? Who traded the ZAR pairs?
I did, but I'm out now.
You
I
got
did
out?
too.
You did too?
Yeah.
Okay, did you guys wait for the sell signal? Or did you get out prior to the sell signal?
I got out a little bit early.
Okay, okay. Good. Good.
What actually surprised me was the MXN, the dollar
The
Mexican
Mexican
peso.
peso.
Yeah.
It did a sharp drop, and then that really caught me by surprise.
Yeah, you know, there was news that happened in the afternoon, right? That happened around like 2 p.m. All right, so there was news from the feds that kind of caused that. Okay, when that happens, it is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna find when there's big news like that, like when there's a Fed decision or like non-farm payroll, any big moves might interrupt your trades. Okay, but I don't focus on that. I mean, that happens, but it doesn't happen a lot. You know, it doesn't happen a lot where it will just totally, that was a lot of selling that came in.
Yeah.
That was a lot of selling. And you can tell by the size of the candle. A lot of Forex traders will spend a lot of time focusing on the calendar, the data the news that are coming out on a daily basis or weekly basis. Okay, it's just too much information to read, and we try not to follow the news, but know that it can interrupt your trades. So I was disappointed. Yeah, I was hoping that we would get a nice long run in those pairs because the ZAR pairs move really nice, right? So, but that interrupted our trades.
Ron got stuck with the door.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay, okay. All
Hey,
right, but
David, on those ZAR pairs, you sent out a notice at 8 o'clock in the morning on yesterday. So that was Thursday. And again, that was after the FOMC meeting. But your comments on that was the position was closed out on the USD ZAR and the Euro ZAR, and also the US dollar, the Mexican peso you were still in, and it was consolidating.
okay.
And, but there was still a pretty decent profit made on USD ZAR and the Euro ZAR.
Yeah. Yeah, just know that the important thing is that when that happens, you know, we tend to, when we're in a nice trade, guys, and things are moving, and then news happens, right, like that, it's not our fault. All right, I think that's the biggest lesson, is that there's nothing that we did wrong, okay? And then we just have to exit, just close it out. We can't anticipate that. We can't anticipate that, right? It could have gone the other way. All right, we've got data. Oh my gosh.
It's happy now.
I can see. Now I can see. I can see.
He was blind before.
Now we can see.
Can I see the big drop on the Mexican pesos?
Yeah. Awesome.
Finally, we can see.
You can see. You see the charts, Rose?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. All right. Okay.
Yeah. They just-
Okay, so Bitcoin, let's take a look at Bitcoin right here. The pending data, so we don't. Okay, so here, guys, look at this is big. So this is what Bitcoin is doing right now, right? So it's consolidating between support and resistance. Okay, here was our previous buy signal on the break of this resistance here, and it failed. All right, we had another buy signal on the break of resistance right here, another one right here, and it's still holding, but it will probably fail.
So because the buy is so close to the sell, almost at the same level.
You mean here?
Yeah, you see the buy, the blue? When you bought it.
Right here? This
Yeah.
one here? This
no,
buy
no,
or this
no, no,
buy?
First there.
Okay.
So you bought it and then you wrote it up and then you wrote it back down until you got your sell signal. So you really didn't make a whole lot of margin there.
Here?
Yeah.
No,
So what does that tell you? Is it because it's too volatile? What's the big break report? No, I get that. I get the graphic aspect, but in terms of the behavior of
That's
the
volatility.
Bitcoin.
That's volatility.
what's the behavior?
Yeah, what does that tell you?
That's volatility.
Let's do this.
It's just so close.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why software doesn't trigger the sell signal much faster. See what I'm saying? Tell me earlier to sell it, because by the time I sell it, it's almost where I started.
So when do we sell? That's a good question. When do we sell? So when do we close up our positions? Let's say we bought, right? We bought on a break of resistance. When do we exit?
We start seeing downtrend, red signals or the white.
Okay. A break of support.
Right, but it broke support pretty quickly.
We broke support. There is support here, right? So here is, let me move this here. This is good. I'm glad you mentioned this. Okay, so let's
Can we zoom in a little bit, if you don't mind?
zoom in. Okay,
Yeah, because it's too small. Way too
all
small.
right. Let's get that. More?
No,
Mhm.
I want to see this.
Where your glasses?
I want to see the blue and the white
Get
like,
glasses.
right next to each other.
Oh my
Oh, I
goodness.
got glasses.
Oh my
Hey, it
goodness.
working.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, but.
Better?
Yes, I guess.
All right.
I just want to make a point. I want to make a point of how close the buy level, or the point, the buy signal line is from the sell signal line.
Okay,
It's like very, very close.
so here is, let's move this. So here was the buy signal here, right? You see this? There was the buy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, price went higher,
Right.
never really trend. And then here is support here, and then here's the sell signal here.
No, I got you.
Here's the buy signal here on a break of this resistance. And then price, if the price gets below this area here, this support here, will get a sell signal to get out.
He's just wondering why is it that they gave the sell signal so close to where he started with the buy signal? It's almost like broke even.
Exactly.
That's what he's trying to say.
It's almost like the software, I don't know if it's the software, whatever decides that little white symbol to come up,
Mhm.
should have told me sooner.
Sooner?
It should have started at that white line somewhere,
Which white line?
the first white line right there, that vertical.
That white candle?
That long white candle. Right there, that's a big drop. So I'm wondering, why isn't the software telling you sooner than later?
I wish it did. So a couple of things.
You could have kept all that profit.
Yeah, so we went through that in one of the classes. So the thing is this, guys. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Let's find another chart here.
Trying to say it like really down and-
Okay, can you guys see this here?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so that's a good question. All right, that's a good question. And it's kind of frustrating for traders because we want to maximize our profits, right? So pass this around. So we want to maximize our profits. So we want to get in as close as possible to the buy signal to maximize our profits, and then we want to exit at the highest point so that we capture most of our gains. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so when we look to trade, look over here. Okay, so when we look to enter our trades, when we look for trading opportunities, okay, think of consolidation. So we always start with accumulation, right? We always start with accumulation. So if we take a look at right here, guys, right here. Look at this area here. That's accumulation, right? That's accumulation, right? We got a buy signal here on a break of resistance. Okay, this is very similar to that Bitcoin trade, right? That first trade, right? So price went up, did not continue to move higher on this break of resistance.
Right.
Price came down, we got a white candle, right? Broke support right here, we got a sell signal. That's a perfect sell signal.
Correct. And
All
that's much better than the other example. The other one, the buy and the sell were so tight together, it was
Yeah.
almost like negligible what you would have made
Yeah.
in that transaction.
So what you guys want to keep in mind is this, and this happened to the ZAR pairs this week, okay? Whenever we've got, okay, we will most often we'll get a sell signal on the red candle. We'll not get it on the white candle because price is still consolidating. Okay, on the red candle, we'll actually get selling. Those are sellers, shorts coming in. Okay, so most times we'll get a sell signal to exit on a red candle. Okay. Depending on how much selling that comes in, okay, is where the signal is going to get us out. Okay, think of selling when they come in, the institutions come in and sell and they move price down a lot. Okay, sometimes because of the volatility that's happening, okay, that's coming in, we might not be able to catch it quickly. All we want to do is just get out. So if we look here, you see here, this is a good example here. And it's nothing that you guys have done. It's nothing that we can't take it personally. It's just what it is. So if you look here, you guys see this here on Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy
we do.
signal here, this buy signal here on this breakup resistance.
Mhm.
Okay, price is moving up and they slam the price down. Look at this candle here. That's a crazy candle. That's a lot of selling by the institutions. right? That's a big candle here. Our only hope is to just get out, right? We just want to get out. So yes, it's hard to manage this. It's going to be very, very hard to manage it. Okay. Okay, so our goal when this happens, our goal is just to get out. Same thing here. Same thing here. You guys see that?
Yep.
Okay. Here we got out here. That's a better exit here. Okay.
But there's no sell signal, David, here. Right after the long white candle, there is no sell signal. Is it? Or I cannot see it in the Zoom.
Yeah, there is, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, there is not a white arrow, but there is a sell signal. So just go by the white triangle.
Right.
It's still a sell signal, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't have the white arrow for whatever reason here, but it's still a sell signal to get out.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep in mind, guys. So keep in mind when we get a sell signal, just get out. We just want to get out. Okay, we just want to get out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy.
What is that?
Who in the hell? You got a lot of money in that.
So here is another one, guys. Here is the Aussie dollar.
Oh, I was in that.
Okay.
I was there.
You were in this one here?
That what happened? I was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Where were you when you got it? You weren't there.
Okay, so can you guys see that on Zoom?
Yes, we can.
All right. So when we trade, guys, this is ideally, this is what we want. This is called the meat of the trade. Okay, we'll never get the bottom because they're still selling. We'll never get the top because they're still buying. Okay, we want the meat of the trade. We want a break of resistance right here, break of resistance. We want to buy, have price move up, a break of support, a red candles here. We want to sell and we want to get out. This is our trade right here. Okay. I would say about 80% of the time, this is what you're gonna get. 10 to 15% of the time is gonna be crazy, right? It's just gonna do something. Price, the volatility is gonna come in and it's gonna screw everything up. It's what it is. It's the nature of the beast, all right? What I want you guys to, when you get frustrated like that, I was frustrated with the ZARPers. I mean, I really wanted those ZARPers to run because I know they run, right? But what I try to focus on is this. As soon as that happens, I go back to my system and then I look at things like this and say, wow, I'm glad I got out. You know, yes, it didn't get me out at the very top. I didn't get in at the very bottom, but guess what? I executed a pretty good trade. Okay. Why don't we get a sell signal? Why don't we get buy signals? Okay, so prices, why? Because I get this a lot, right? Why didn't we get a buy signal right here? Because I would have captured more profits, right? And why didn't we get a sell signal right here to your question, right? So that I can capture more of the profits here.
Right, because it's using the resistance and the support.
I think it wants to make sure that it's going in that
It has to
direction.
cross
Right.
that break.
Yeah,
It has to do that. It has to cross. Otherwise, what happens?
it can go back in the other direction.
Go up.
It can go up, right?
Or down.
Yeah.
Right,
So it can keep going up. So what if we got out here, see here, right? What if we got out here? We could have gotten out here. We could have gotten out here. We could have gotten out here. But guess what? We would have missed all of these opportunities here. Okay. So this is the way to think of it. White candle is a consolidating candle. It's not a hard sell. Okay. Usually, and I say usually, because anything can happen. When we get a red candle, we'll get a sell signal. Red candle means, okay, there are sellers coming, right? We've got to exit, we've got to close. Okay, so red candle here, sell, close. Red candle here, sell, close the trade. Any other questions?
You know, it would be good if it could determine like the volume of sellers to see if it's a true sell. You know what I mean? Like if it the volume. of
Well, you can
sellers
tell,
coming.
we can tell the volume.
Oh, after the fact. like,
No,
that's
well, we can
crazy.
tell, yeah, we can tell the volume
Yeah.
based on the candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can tell the volume. Again, if you guys notice, and you guys that have been with us for a while, Joe, Kim and Rose, we used to have a lot more stuff on our charts, right? A lot
Yes.
more indicators and everything, right? So we've cleaned it up a bit. Like,
Wow.
we don't need all that stuff, right? Right?
Oh, man.
Oh,
I don't
this-
know. I
does
don't
it-
know how I would navigate that without the signals.
yeah, but if you know, most traders, right, they've got a MACD, stochastics, they've got
RSI.
RSI volume, everything,
So
right?
this is what you guys narrowed it down to after all of the
All, yeah.
bells and whistles.
So the goal with the systems is to keep everything simple and basic. And what the challenge is for most traders, we've got to put a lot of stuff in it, right? But what we want to do is remove, keep it simple. And so then all we deal is with price. We deal with price, and then we deal with what works. What works, what has worked historically, right? Is price action, moving averages, because the moving averages will separate buyers from sellers. So here we've got buyers, the moving average, right? The moving average line, price is above the moving average line, so that's buyers. Price is below the moving average line, those are sellers. So simple moving average works well, and then support and resistance works really, really well. Okay, and then the candles are color coded, right? To help give direction. This is all we need right here. Here, if we look here, what's happening in this area here, guys? This is all the Forex pairs, and we were trending up on the ZAR pairs. Here's the ZAR, the Euro ZAR. The Euro ZAR, the dollar ZAR, and USD MXN. So this was the ZAR. So this broke my heart. The ZAR broke my heart, right? So we bought in here, all right? And Tylak, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
You remember you were concerned about this pullback here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you were concerned about this pullback. And it held support right here. We had no red candles, white consolidating candles. Then the price moved higher, broke support here, red candle, we had a sell signal here. Had we not get a red candle here, okay, would have held this support, price move higher, we would have stayed in the trade. You can always reduce, take profits on the white candles. But what I like, guys, is this. What I like is this, that guess what? Although I was a bit discouraged, right? Took some profits here. Guess what? I'm not still in the trade all the way down here, wondering, what's happening with the trade. Okay, same thing here. This is a nicer sell signal here. Price broke resistance here, moved higher, broke support here. We got a nice sell signal here. Guess what? We're not in the trade down here. Okay. And I know we go through this quite a lot, right? We keep going through this, you guys. We keep going through this over and over. And the reason we want to do that, I want you, if in a baseball game or basketball game or football game, how do you win? How do you win? How do you win the game?
Because the other people's legs.
Strategically, gotta have a plan.
Oh, that's wrong?
Have a plan.
Close. How do we win? How do you win? Think about it. How do you win?
You anticipate your enemy's moves.
What wins games? Defense or offense?
Defense.
When the coaches focus on a game, okay, on the opponent, they always focus on their defense. It's always defense. Defense wins games, not offense. Defense, defense, defense. So as a trader, our goal should be always defense. Not how much money we're going to make, right? Which is what we do as traders, right? Man, we're gonna make some money with this trade, right? It's the defense. So we got to think a little differently. How do we protect our downside risk? Okay, how do we protect our downside risk? How do we protect our capital? Because if we do not, if that's not our focus, right, then guess what? We're going to be out of the game pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Okay, so everything we do has to be, how do we protect our downside risk? Okay, so here, we got a buy signal here, we got a sell signal here, we were out. Look at this move to the downside. That's the protection. Okay, we want to protect. And we want to know that when we enter the trade, that we have protection in place. We can't do it after the fact. Okay, so here, that's crazy, right? Here, and it happens really quick, really fast, guys. Same thing here. Same thing here. Sell signal here. All right.
He's right, it happens crazy fast. Very well.
No, it can happen with any market. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen in stocks
as well, right?
Yeah, but certain companies don't fluctuate that much. Pfizer's not going to drop 40 points.
Well, we're not in a bear market. If we were in a
No,
bear
no, but-
market,
Yeah, but it's not going to be in one day. It'll
it
be
could.
gradual.
If we
You
want
have to have something.
we'd have to have
massive.
news, or yeah.
I mean, people must have died from COVID because of the vaccine, and I get that. You have some catastrophic event, like plane crash, a Boeing airplane crash.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, so what's happening right now is that this is the market, this is the equity markets. Okay, so we're very, very bullish. So yes, we're not gonna find big moves to the downside. Okay, so think of, so this is the Dow on your screen here. Okay, so every time price comes down, you see these red candles here. Guess what? We've got some selling coming in. Guess what? The market is so strong that price, we keep getting buy signals. So we keep getting buy signals, right? So here, buy signal here, sell signal here, price move lower. Okay, we're gonna draw a trend line right here. So we've got a nice upward trend, right? Every time the shorts come in to sell, to try to bring price down, okay? Guess what? Buyers come back in. Buyers come back in. Buyers are coming back in. Guess what? Buyers are coming back in. That's what we're in a bullish market. When this changes, and now we're in a bear market, right? We'll see it's going to be very, very different. Okay? It will be very, very different. Where now, because the institutions, they're not dumping shares, not on a large scale. Okay? They're not dumping shares because we are bullish.
What are they doing, in increments?
Hmm?
They're doing it in increments or not at all?
No, they're buying, so they're
No, you said that the institutions are not dumping shares.
not the whole market.
Yeah, they're just doing it in increments, like little at a time.
Yeah, they'll sell a little here and then buy back in, but they're not selling. They're not, yeah, the market is still bullish.
And when the tides turn, let's suppose they gets to a bearish market, the institutions start to short more, so they start to force.
They don't really short,
down.
they just
You know,
get out.
Let it go.
Yeah,
for,
yeah, they don't I mean, you'll have some short sellers, some hedge funds that focus on shorts, but at a large scale, no, the philosophy is not to short stocks. The philosophy is to buy and hold. You will have some hedge funds that are specialized in shorting, you know.
Okay.
It's just a different mindset. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back. Let's see here. Since we started late, we'll go for another 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
Just got to it's still on my phone.
Who here remember 2008?
Barely.
Yeah, it's 40.
All right.
It's 30.
Hey, David,
Mm-hmm.
I remember 2008. That was the time that I shorted the market.
Uh-huh.
And Hank Paulson got on TV and said he was going to bail out the banks. And the market went up almost 900 points.
Oh, boy.
And I watched my my SPX that expired on Friday. You know, it's a cash settlement on the opening price. And that was my last time getting wiped out.
Too big to fail.
Too big to fail. Yep.
That sucked. Did you get out in time or no?
No, no. When you're in a trade and you hold the options expiration, you have cash settlement on the opening price of the S&P 500. And I watched a $47,000 gain go to absolute zero. How's that?
Right, absolutely. Ice cold.
Yeah.
It hurts. Oh, I've been there.
It's crazy.
I just sold my apples options. I lost $20,000.
Oh my gosh.
But bought other stuff. Offset it that. So,
So the engine.
yeah, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. If I was upset.
Okay, look at this.
So I heard.
Why I buy that stuff?
Okay, so guys, here's the signal here on 2008. So this is the Dow. That's why I will follow the indexes religiously, right? And I follow these signals religiously. I don't mess around. I get a sales signal, I'm out. I'll think about it later.
Right.
I'm out first, and I'll think about it later. So here was the sales signal that came in 2008 right here. And we were moving up nicely. This is a monthly chart, moving up nicely, guys, moving up nicely. I mean, we held the support. This is on a monthly time frame. So you can do this on a monthly time frame too. So here is resistance, here is support. We hold in support. We have white candles. We got buying coming in, and guess what? One monthly candle created the crash. This one candle here, month's worth of data, give a red, right? A red, it's a red. Right here, red candle right here, give us a sell signal to get out. It doesn't look like a big deal right now because we had all of this time coming, but this was a lot of pain right here. That's the crash. That's the crash here of 2008.
Yeah, that's where 401ks went to.
Yeah.
Lost 30%.
Yeah, that's the crash right here. You know,
Hey,
you
David.
move these, yes,
Tell them that was the end of the world.
that was the end of the world.
Yeah, and that little break.
Yeah, you could tell by the charts there, by the candles there, it didn't get back to that sell level till 2011.
Yep, 2011, 2012. And I remember all of this. I remember when the system gave a buy signal here, and this was back in, you know, I started the company in 2010. So all of this pain here was what created the company.
So you made your money on the way up.
I had to figure this out. After this, I had to figure this out. And then I didn't trust this, right? I didn't trust this move here. But every year, guys, it kept going up, going up, going up. And until last year, this was COVID here.
Damn.
This was COVID, right? This was COVID here, right? So we got a sales signal right
There
here.
was a much faster turnover.
Yeah. And look at the
And
candle
look at the
here.
parabolic
Yeah.
angle of what happens after COVID. It's exponentially more vertical. That's like a 80-degree, 85-degree angle going up versus like 45, which is probably pretty good. Yeah, it's like a rocket. Stock market's like a rocket.
Amazing, right? So what's the lesson here? What's the lesson? There's got to be a
Be
lesson.
patient. Be patient.
Get out
Don't
when you
panic.
see, get
Don't
that sell
panic.
signal.
Trust the signal.
Trust the signal, man. I tell you, trust, because listen, even if we were out here, even if we were out here and did not get in until here, we would not have suffered all of this pain. There's a lot of pain in here, a lot of pain. You know? And even if we didn't suffer, I did. I suffered a lot of pain here with real estate. But let's say if we didn't suffer any pain in here, we have friends, family members, so we don't want to do this. What happened was this, guys. So while we had a sell signal here, prices doing here in the markets, real estate is, what could we have done? We could have shorted, absolutely. What else?
Lots of puts.
Lots of puts, right? What else could we have done?
Sold calls.
Sold calls.
Sold calls, very good. What else? What else could we have done?
Gone on vacation.
Could have gone on vacation, right? We don't always have to be trading, right? We don't always have to be in the markets. But I tell you what, we had great moves in let's do this here. In Forex. Forex had some of its largest moves ever. So look at Forex, look at 2008, guys. I know I made some money on this here, right? But I'm still figuring stuff out. So look here, this is pound yen. This drop right here, this drop right here, I have a chart. Hold on one second. I made a ton of money here. Huh?
You hang it on your wall, the chart?
I have it in here, I think. Yeah, so this is pound yen. So this move right here, I didn't capture all of it. This move right here, I'm gonna pass this around for you guys to see. Okay, was a 4,600% move. Now, back in those days, that was a big move. It's nothing now because you guys, younger guys, you guys have cryptos now. But back then, that was a big move. Does that say pound? Did I give it? It says pound yen on top there? It says pound yen?
Yeah, pound yen.
Yeah, pound yen, okay. So we could go to a different market, right? We can go to another market and capture that move to the downside. But look here, this,
That's a lot of money that could have been made on both the downside on multiple occasions and the upside and the downside again during the Brexit. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
I'm talking millions.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a large enough account, I'm talking multiple, probably tens of millions.
Hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah, and you see the sell signal here in the pound yen. Here was the sell signal, right? Here was the sell signal to get out. And let me show you guys the short signal.
Inversely. Kind of actually functionally do it, or- Oh, yeah, it's easy. Just hit short. Say it's shorted at that price. Whatever price you shorted at. Markets.
Well, here's the short. You guys see the short signal?
Starts to go down.
It's a beautiful, that's a beautiful chart.
Yeah, look at that. It's like a
Buy
beautiful
here, sold here, shorted here,
line. That's a cliff.
got out here. You guys see that here? Got out here and then went long here.
Is that what I'm looking at?
Mhm.
that what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, but this is, yeah. No, this is pound yen. That's pound yen, right?
No, this pound,
Oh,
yeah,
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 same
pound
one,
yen.
same one.
Mhm.
same one.
Yeah, that's the
So
short.
This is
That's
where you
the-
shorted.
That's the short sell.
So this is where you made money here?
Yeah, not a lot. I didn't get all of that,
You
but
didn't
I
get
made
that.
some money.
Okay.
The thing is this, and this is the lesson, right? And because I was tied up in about $3 million worth of real estate. So I was bleeding on one side. So whatever I made there wasn't enough to do anything. Okay, so that's the lesson is this, right? If we've got our capital, if we're not out, had I gotten out of my real estate, right? I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because I would have been taken. So whatever, so just think of this. Whenever, and we do this a lot, right? So we let's say we're in Bitcoin or whatever, and we load it up, right? And it's going down and we're not out, we can't think logically, right? Because we are really concerned about that asset losing value. That makes sense? So we want to be out. No biases. We just want to be out. So now we can think clearly and make moves. So the housing market, now let's take a look at this.
Well, options is one, short ones. Right. Oh, if you see it sell.
Okay, so here is housing. So what's happening with housing right now? What's going on with housing?
Very expensive right now. It's crazy.
It's
though.
very
Rent
expensive, right?
Yeah.
So when I learn my lesson, I always try to learn. I never make a mistake the third time. Not the third time. I'll do it the second time.
Yeah, I was waiting like.
I've been married 27 years. I've been married 27 years. A third time doesn't work with my wife, right? I can mess up twice, not 3 times, right? So same lessons with trading. So what I want you guys to do is bring in some of the stuff that you do outside into your trading. Okay, because trading isn't isolated. Okay, the housing is kind of like that. Okay, not that we trade it daily, but there's certain trends in housing, right? That we can also track. So this is what I did, right? So I had during this time, one of my neighbors was and he was going through the same stuff. He's a money manager, pretty successful money manager. And this housing thing caught us off totally by surprise. A lot of people, right? So we were doing some research and he managed capital. I didn't manage capital. He managed tons of capital. And he gave me this ETF. And since then, I watch it every single day. Okay. And this ETF is a housing. It's the US Housing Construction Index. And we can track it. Okay. We can track it. So if you guys have any real estate, any properties, it's good to kind of keep this on your radar. So here was the sell signal here. Here was the selling, here was the buying. So if you wanted to get, here was the crash. Here was the crash. If you wanted to get back into real estate, here was the buy signal here right on this break of resistance. Now this is real estate. This is the real estate market, guys. 2012.
Is that a ticket number?
ITV.
ITV? B as in boy?
What's that?
ITV.
ITB.
ITV.
ITB. Okay. So here was the buy signal, right? So if you got out, got out in here, waited, save your capital, got out, sold at a profit, got out, waited, buy back in here, you'd have done really well. Done really, really well. And I know some folks that did that, right? And guess what? We're all the way up here. Okay, so now, what could happen in this area here based on this price action, right? Well, based on this price action, what is housing looking to do next? Based on this price action?
Crash.
Well,
Nope.
no, it's.
Look at your four phases, right?
Yeah,
What are the four phases?
It's accumulation, right?
Huh?
Right now, it's
Accumulation.
Who said accumulation? Reaccumulation. Yes. So everyone who thinks housing is going to crash, no, not anytime soon.
No, this is not the same thing that happened in 2008.
Well, we don't know that, right? Our opinions doesn't matter, right? We're gonna base that on what's happening with price action, right? So guess what? We've got all what? What type of candles? Green candles, right? And we've got what type of support and resistance?
Quite big.
Yellow, right? So yellow is bullish, right? So we've got yellow support and resistance. Price is making what? Making higher highs
But
and
it's-
higher lows.
But it's leveling off now.
Right.
Is that month?
That's monthly. That's a monthly.
Right, so it's leveling off right now.
So it's leveling off right here, right? So it's hitting right here, right? So it's hitting resistance right here. We'll consider this a high. So here's true resistance right here. So it's moving higher. What's the bias to this? Price is going to go where? If we're looking at this, price is going to go where?
Support
Up.
and resistance.
Up, it's gonna test this resistance, right?
Up and away.
Mhm.
There's also the time of the year affects that, because there's not many buyers right now, and because of the holidays, end of the year.
Well, housing usually is spring. Spring is,
Spring is the start.
yeah,
People don't move much because of the school.
yeah.
But that's just seasonal, that just happens. for
Yeah,
a
but
few
I don't
months.
affect the market, too, I think.
Not right now, not the way that chart's showing, that chart's showing,
But it's.
it's kind of leveling, but it's not
but it's
decreasing.
not-
If you hear them talk about it on the news, it's something else.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? If we hear them talk about it on the news, everyone is looking for a housing crash, right?
Yeah.
No, that's not yet.
I'm waiting for it.
Well, but there's circumstances to why it's not the same as what happened in 2008, big differences, totally different.
What would happen for us to be concerned about housing? What would have to, based on price action, what would have to happen? What would have to happen, guys, for us to be concerned with housing?
Break support.
Break support. Price would have to break the support, this support in here, and then give us what?
Sell signal.
Red candle, sell signal.
White.
White, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So the lesson here, guys, we can use this for any market.
Now, Dave, this is not a ETF, that's just an index, right? What you were just looking at,
It's yeah, it's an ETF.
it's an ETF?
It's
So
an
you can
ETF.
trade, you can trade that.
Yeah.
You can trade it, yep.
It's easy, yeah.
Yeah, you can trade it. Yeah, you can trade it. Silver is the same thing. Silver, gold, right here. Gold is consolidating. Gold is looking a lot like Bitcoin. That's a very similar chart to Bitcoin. Okay. All right, so kind of broaden when we don't trade in isolation, kind of look at everything, okay? And what we want to do is we want to be smart, okay? I have some traders that they use this. I have one particular trader who's a real estate investor, and he uses this particular chart to manage his, his real estate business. All right, anything else?
Thank you, David.
David, is there a tech in the index that you use?
For technology?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we go here, sectors, the technology sector looks really good, guys. There are several. I like XLK as the S&P spiders. Yeah, right? XLK. And tech is at 28. It's moving up, guys. Look at this.
Yeah, it's like a freaking rocket ship.
Mhm.
No, not yet. Not yet. There's no cell signal.
Yeah, so tech looks great. Energy is slowing a bit. It's kind of consolidating here between support and resistance.
Until cold weather,
Yeah.
which is hitting now. It's in the 40s up in the northeast. So that means it's in the 30s at night. That means the heating oil is starting to consume.
Take a look at this here. This is in Bull Master. And we talked about this the other day. All right. I am really liking technology. Okay, so there's a ton of technology stocks, guys. So let's go through, let's see here. So I'm just gonna go through these. You guys see that? See these technology stocks?
No,
Yeah,
it's
so,
very small.
yeah, so take a look at the buy signal there on these technology stocks. So look to your right, these are all technology stocks.
Riot.
You have one? You have
I have
Riot?
Riot. I bought Qualcomm, but I sold it. It was NVIDIA. There's NVIDIA. So these are all what are they listed by a certain order?
No.
It's a lot of semiconductor.
Now look here. See here, that's the institutions buying these. This is right here, NVIDIA,
Yeah.
579 million shares,
That's the
right?
volume you're looking for.
You sort it by
Who's looking
volume?
for volume?
Yeah, you can sort it by volume, but if we sort it by volume, then this will,
Oh, I got you, I
it's,
got you,
yeah. So, but what I want you guys to take a look at is this. You see, look at how many technology stocks. Look at this. All this here is technology, okay? And then look at transportation. So where's the money going? There's only 2 in transportation, right? But look at all this in technology.
That's crazy.
Okay, a lot. So, and then we've got a buy signal on, but what I want you guys, I'm gonna look at the chart here, and I want you guys to look on this chart here, and I want you to look to see the buy signal and where price is. The blue arrow is your buy signal, okay? So I'm just gonna look at, and what we wanna see is, and we always wanna do this, we wanna see where the money is flowing right now, okay? And it's definitely flowing in technology. So focus on the buy signal. So look at the chart, look at the buy signal, and look at price. I'm just gonna go through this. Look at this. You see the buy signal, and you look at say where price closed today.
That's NVIDIA, right? Oh, you just passed it?
NVIDIA's right here.
Because I just bought NVIDIA today.
Okay, you did good. So here's the buy signal. Look
Well, I
where
bought
price is.
Sold it yesterday. I made a ton of money with NVIDIA here. I bought it down here.
Oh, okay.
So I made a ton of money on the options there, but I bought it again today, made more money today, sold it. Now it's down, but I'm counting on Monday buying another car, so.
Lord have mercy. Don't do that. Lord have mercy. That's day trading.
No shit. Really?
Oh my goodness. Okay, here's another one here. You see the buy signal? I notice a lot of these are gapping up, guys. So they're piling, the institutions are piling in those, right? And look at the volume. Okay, look at that. Look at that gap up. You see that gap up?
Oh my God. look
You can't even
what
see
it
the
is. You
line.
can't even
You can't even
It's
see
so
it.
thin,
Yeah.
it's a rocket ship, it just took off.
We got it, gonna be close.
So that's what they're buying. Look at this.
That's another one.
MX, what was the one before that? MXL,
No, and I saw this one. Yeah.
so the one NPTN, the one that you were.
Look at that one. All of them is like going, like, this one is just started.
That's starting.
Marak.
This is real nuts.
So they're just buying, they're buying them. Is a new buy.
That's okay. Yeah, well, you know, with this whole meta thing now, that's why they're going up, because Facebook now wants to introduce the meta world.
You see this one here?
You can't do it without these people. Without these companies, you can't do anything.
Is it that thing where they could change the faces and all that crazy stuff?
Well,
Did you
you can
guys see
enter,
that?
well, you can enter a fantasy world.
Yeah.
You live in a fantasy world.
Look at this.
Meta world, and you need all this technology to process all this
Right.
crap.
So if we were just in technology, guess what?
Gonna lose.
We're gonna lose?
No, we couldn't lose.
We couldn't, yeah. So we've minimized the risk, right? If we were in a different sector, right, and they're not buying that sector, guess what? We've increased our risk, right? So think of this as being on the mainland, and you know, them little islands. This is where all the action is, right?
That's crazy.
Oh my God, what's that?
You get the signal right before it all. Like, it's just-
All right, okay. Wolf.
I mean, it keeps going. There's a ton of,
I see.
so we've got the buy signal on the NASDAQ, buy
Look at
signal,
AMD's shares.
AMD, yeah.
A trillion? Is that a trillion? A
Yep,
billion, that's a billion. A billion
that's
shares
a
exchanged.
billion, yeah, a billion. Now, that's a good point. This isn't one day of trading. So what we've done here is this is 4, so 3, because what the institutions will do is, right, remember accumulation, right? So this is 3 months worth of accumulation. So that's not a daily volume, that's volume for 3 months.
Average or total?
Total
Oh,
volume for
okay.
3 months that they're building. So we want to see where they're building, they're buying blocks and they're just holding and moving. So that's a big number there. That's a big number.
Plus the other thing that came out today is this pill by Pfizer. Did you hear about the whole Pfizer COVID-19 pill? So now you can take a pill that would reduce hospitalization should you have COVID. That changed the whole day. All travel stocks went up. All anything to go out stocks, get out of your house stocks. Peloton dropped like a rock, and all of these get out of your house stocks went up.
Went up.
And technology is part of that.
Mhm.
So it's gonna help all that.
Amen. And that's
It's crazy.
the last one
I
there.
go, what the hell I've been doing with my life?
You think about it, yeah. You
Right.
say, what the hell?
And this happens over and
And
over.
then people just walking past you like.
I mean, some of these signals, if you blink, you miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to
I know now,
Riot.
so
It's funny that they have Riot up there.
Right,
Once you
where's
know,
Riot?
then it's your fault now.
See how they have
If you
Riot up
get on
there?
it.
Riot's not technology per se. Riot is a
It's software.
culmination of cryptocurrency stocks.
Right?
Right.
Hmm.
It's crypto. That's what they're holding. Crypto. Check it out.
Hmm.
I put it in my 401k. So it was down today, but it went up quite a bit the past 2 days with Ethereum and Bitcoin going. Interesting. How they
Yeah, it
trade.
is, the blockchain.
See it? Yeah, it's all about the blockchain. Well, it is technology, I guess it is. but-
Now, services is another one. So if we go here, if we go back to the sector here, consumer discretionary, right here is the number one trending right here.
So,
Okay, it's at 40. Yeah. So if you look here, we can go back to Bullmaster right here. You'll notice, look at all these services here. You see here, all these services here, all this retail. You see retail, all this retail, right? Right, you see all this retail.
It's Bed Bath and Beyond. They called for a buy on that one.
On Bed Bath and Beyond.
No, it's Best Buy.
Best Buy or
Bed Bath and Beyond is BBBY.
BBB.
This is Bed-
Yeah,
this
look at
is-
that.
This is Best Buy. And this is gonna be good for the holidays.
Mhm. So technology and services.
The holiday stuff.
Yeah, services, look at all this retail going into the fourth quarter, you know, all this
That
retail.
has a lot to do with it. the fourth quarter.
Mhm.
Right, that's the other thing, is that we're reaching fourth quarter, and that's usually the best.
So the cool thing about HINDSIGHT is it tracks every day,
There's
tracks every day. And so if anything changes, we'll see it here. If there's a rotation in a different sector, we'll see it here. So we always want to, this is the way we trade. We want to look at the VIX. We want the VIX to come down. Okay, so the volatility to come down. That's good for stocks. We want let me change this. We want buy signals on the sectors, on the indexes.
BB1. Oh, Bed Bath and Beyond. It was a day ago. It was like a rocket ship 2 days ago. It was like after hours. But I think we missed.
So
it.
buy signal on the Dow, buy signal on the S&P, right here.
Everything else.
Buy signal on the NASDAQ,
Buy small.
okay? And then on the sectors, all these sectors, guys, you know, we've looked at this before, right? And we might have had, I think, a couple of months ago, we only had like 4 sectors that were up, moving higher. And now we have every single sector. They're buying every single sector right now. But we focus on the top sectors. Okay, so the market is very bullish.
And that would be the ones at the top, right here.
So that's the market here. That's the NASDAQ, S&P right here, and the Dow, and then these are the sectors here. Right. So we always want to buy the stocks within the sectors that are moving higher. And then we can tell which ones that are moving higher based on here. See the ranking here. This number here, the higher the number, the bigger the trend. Yeah.
What
So
the trend is.
yeah. So
But this is daily, it changes constantly.
no, it's on a daily time frame, but it takes a while to change.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it might take depending on
A
how,
week or so.
depending on how the price is moving, it won't change quickly.
Okay.
So it changes according to price.
According to price based on the daily, because the daily won't, you're not gonna get a lot of big moves on the daily time frame. So just like this is steadily going up, you'll see that it will hold this steadily. If we were day trading, like someone I know here, then yeah, they would this would move quite quickly. Yeah. So it's all ranked. And that's basically what it's doing, is getting us right to the money, right to what the institutions are buying. But that's pretty cool. Stock boss, same thing here. While it was down, it messed up. So with stock boss, we have We're gonna have fewer in stock bars because stock bars, we do the cheaper stocks from $6 down.
Penny
Low
Penny
cap
stock,
stock.
yeah. So they're really pushing the more expensive stocks. So we only have 4 here in stock bars.
BNGO, I had that.
All right. Good stuff, huh?
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good.
All right, Cam Rose, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, David. We'll talk later, and please
Okay.
send us the recording from last night,
Okay, I
the
will.
night before. Yeah, thank you. We'll
Thanks,
talk soon.
guys. Okay, have a
Okay.
good weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Oh, wow.